Hello. Welcome back. It's Frank. So today we're going to talk about the Ironman Trading System. We're going to break down exactly how this works and how we can make it useful to you and everyone, honestly, to improve the system and maybe improve how we all can use the system to entertain and the idea of making money. All right, so here's the outline of the video. We're going to have broken down into 12 parts. So I'm going to try to segment the parts into 12 pieces to help you with the specific item that you want to be helped with, including this introduction. So here are a few things you should know. This is for entertainment purposes only. We are not responsible for what you do. This is just putting it out there. The system is for entertainment, and we are not responsible for anything that you do. We are not responsible for any losses, any money, your outcomes, or whatever that may occur from what you do from this. That is your choice. Some rules. Please don't hack. Please don't steal. Please don't distribute this code. Get this code away. Disseminate this code to anyone else who is not intended for this. We have a GitHub repo that you already know about, because if you're using this right now, you're probably using a GitHub repo. We've added your name directly to the account. You are known. That way, we have trusted users in here. So if we break a trust, that's just not going to work for us. But anyway, that's out there. All right, so as you can see right here, the app, we just started it. It started trading on its own. I mean, I haven't done anything so far. It just kind of bought on its own. And you can see that it's made 63 cents so far. Well, it hasn't made it. It's unrealized gains. But it is what it's looked at so far and started trading on its own. I have not done anything other than just let it run. Anyway, so let's get into section number 2. How to install this service. Like, what is it that we're building? So before we get started, if you click on this T right here, right, this is what, well, maybe you won't see this portion down here, but typically this is what Tradingview looks like before. Well, you may have a color of, like, maybe we'll change it real quick to white. This is most likely what it's going to look like when you get it, all right? Without my buttons here, you'll see this is what it'll look like. So change it back to black. We're trying to explain to you is when you install this, you're going to see it like this in a moment. Anyway, so installation. Let's go to GitHub. So GitHub here's GitHub. I'm sure by now you're probably familiar with this, but anyway, let's explain it. What is GitHub? GitHub is a tool for people to build all their code and be able to trade it and share it with other people, right? Also, it's a place to keep your code in one centralized place so that you can always make changes and updates with it. That's very easy to disseminate to other people. What we have here is a private repo that is with a selected group of people, and in this group of people, they're trying to provide feedback and support and help in this and build this up. This code base is compiled code. It's not the source code. It's compiled, so don't worry about it. We'll get into that in a moment. Here is the instruction video. I'm pretty sure you're watching this. If you're watching this, you're probably going to end up seeing this. This is the video you're watching. Anyway, come down. Team, I've been working on this. Jorge has been doing quite a bit of design with this as well, and collaboration on how to improve this for a while. QA and testing, been a lot of work done by Leonard. We appreciate that, Leonard, for doing a lot of testing. Also got some testing as well from Patrick, and some feedback also from Francis, and we have a few more people who've been giving some ideas as well over time. So getting started, here's the video, here's some instructions. I'm gonna go over this, so don't worry about it. We'll talk about it in this video. Start trading. Remember, as mentioned before, it's for entertainment. We're not responsible for what you do. Do's and don'ts. Don't be a jerk. Don't give away his code to anybody. Don't hack. Don't try to steal. Don't try to get anything. Things I've already talked about already. It's pretty clear. You can read it here. All right. If you have any issues, or you realize code is not working right, things are wrong, you don't like the way things look, things are not happening, please go to issues up top here. Click on this, and go ahead and click on new issue. Type in the title. And what we write right in here, what the problem is, please outline it. Let me know, let the team know we can fix this so that it can be a lot better for not just you, but for everyone. All right, so back to this here. What we want to say is in the GitHub repo, overall, click code, click download zip. This is the crust of what you come here for. There's going to be updates happening all the time, right? At least for the short period of time, and now it's going to be a lot more updates, right? So you come back here often, download the zip to get the latest version. What we are working on, and we're not there yet, is a Chrome store app. You might say, well, why don't you just do that? Well, again, I don't want this open to the public. It's going to be a private group. I've been working through the Chrome store to figure out how to do that, and they have some options for a private group. So selected people, we put their names in, or the email addresses, and we go directly to the people, and they are allowed to download this and see it. So that's something we're looking into. I have a draft version for that now, but it's not out yet, and we'll see if we can get to that. That's something that's not sure about, but that's where we're at for now. Okay, so now that was section 3, right? GitHub was section 3. Now we're moving to section 4, using Tradingview. Let's get into Tradingview. All right, so before we move into Tradingview, let's go ahead and just do a few things to clear out everything. I'm going to go ahead and log out, sign out this one here. So I'm signing out of my app. I'm signing out of that. Then I'm going to go ahead and sign out of Tradingview. Right? So remember, there's 2 versions here. There's signing out of the Chrome extension, and there's signing out of just Tradingview as a whole. So sign out of Tradingview. Now that I'm signed out of Tradingview, I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of everything. Goodbye. So now I'm gonna go ahead and go back here to, this is a separate account. Okay, so now I'm logged in, right? What do I have here in this account? Well, we have our watch list. Very important thing to have, our watch list. And we're going to talk about a few things you should keep in mind on. So you have your chart, but it's more than charts. Let me go into here. There's brokerages, there's markets. You can look at there. There's markets, there's brokers, cryptocurrency, the markets here. You can see all this information here. Over here you have alerts and the news and so many things, ideas that people are having. These are your ideas. You can add your own ideas if you want. Chat rooms. There's a lot of things here that you can use to see what people are doing. Click on this here, and I can go to, let me see this. Alright, so here's Bitcoin. I guess that's how they're doing. Anyway, so this is pretty much where we're at. Do you see this? Now, this is here. I can get rid of this, but it's telling you you can log in. Oh, we haven't got to that part. We'll get to that part in a minute. So anyway, this is Tradingview, right? This is Tradingview. This is how Tradingview works. All right, so now section number 5, installing Chrome extension. So right now you see it. So what I'm going to do is we're going to get rid of it first. All right, so we're going to move it, get rid of it. So it's no longer there. So I'm going to come back here to Tradingview, run it again. Okay, so it's not there anymore. So right now I removed it. This is what it will most likely, if I change the color, unless you like it dark, this is most likely it's going to look like when you first start using it. This is how it's going to look. All right. So what we're going to do, right, is you have already, so far in section number 3, the GitHub repo, from here, you already download the zip and you put it into a location that you find very reasonable. Like name a folder to whatever you want to call it. I would say trading something, automated trading, Ironman. Something that you feel that you like. You can call it, chickenpox. I don't know, some random name everyone call it. Something you will remember. Extract it and stick it into that directory. Okay? So, next is, once you have done that, you realize, now turn this off, you may see this section here. Go to Chrome, //extensions, or what you can do is come over here, hit more tools, hit extensions, and you'll end up on this page. But what you realize is that you don't see anything, right? Click on developer mode, click it and turn it on. Thanks to Patrick for pointing that out to me. What you need to do next is, now you see your version number and you see an ID. This is not for our app. I'm just giving you an example. What you need to do is click on load unpacked. Go to the directory that we talked about on the GitHub page. Go to the directory that you stored that zip file that you extracted. Go to that location and click on that directory. I'm going to show you what I mean. I don't know if you can see my file explorer, but I'm clicking on the directory now, and voila, you should see this pop up. Now, this ID number here may be different. I'm pretty sure by the time you see this could be incremented to something else. It could be, I don't know, 1560, 1555. I don't know what number it'll be, but it'll probably probably higher than this. And you'll see, description, the ID, this here, voila, it's there now. Now you have installed it. Now if you come back over here and the thing you need to do is click on that and just hit enter or just hit refresh. Alright, so automatically I just refreshed the page. Now I have this. Right now this is here. You have to log in with your Google or your GitHub account. Now you have a GitHub account because apparently in order for you to get into GitHub and get this, you have to have had a GitHub account. Or Google, which most people like. Go ahead and get your Google account going. Boom, boom, boom. Let me hold that. So let me go back here again, go to chart. Alright, here we go. So automatically it should change for me. Problem is we're in the wrong one. So come here and make sure you're on this one here like that. Alright, you have to make sure you're on the watch list. And then now you click on that again, and here we are. We're in a proper setting now. All right, so here it is. This is pretty much what you'll see when you start it. All right, good. So now that is installing the Chrome extension. That's section number 5. So pretty simple. It's just coming here, load unpacked, pick the directory that you downloaded it from, select the folder, and voila, it's here. Then come back to the page and hit refresh, log in, and you're set. Okay, so section number 6. So we kind of did this already. Section number 6 is logging in. So I'm gonna do it one more time. I'm gonna sign out. All right, so we're here. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna log in with Google. Right, I've already logged in before. Automatically, it's gonna go ahead and just log me in. Voila, it's set. So automatically, here I am. This is pretty much logging me in, and if you give it a few seconds, like 10 seconds, it will configure itself to look like this. All right. So that is the whole portion of signing in. Section number 7, navigation and the 4 sections. All right. So I'm gonna close this up. There's 4 sections: 1, 2, 3, 4. First section is the settings section. Section number 2 is the watch list. We'll get into that in a moment. Section number 3 is the actual screener that does a lot of computations to figure out which stickers to buy, or at least which stickers to use to begin to buy. And then section 4 is a calculation that is running in real time to compute if a sticker is ready to buy, sell, or just hold. That's pretty much it. There's a lot of other things going on behind the scenes, but I'll keep it simple as that. So we'll talk about options in a whole different section in a moment. For now, watch list. This is pretty much the watch list that you're given. Do not change this tabs. Keep it here on the watch list. If you change this, you're screwing up the data. So what I would say is keep it on the watch list. Do not change the watch list. Keep it on the watch list. Right? Open this up, and you see all that stuff disappears because we're only focusing on the actual trading. Come back here, get rid of it again, you have all your stuff back again. So if you want to have your stuff back, here it is. But in order for you to trade, you have to keep it on watch list. So what I would say is, if you want to do any other additional things, click a new tab and start doing it on there. Don't do it on this tab if you're going to be trading with it, automated trading. You know what I mean? Just hit here, hit duplicate, hit another tab, and do your stuff from there that you want to do. Don't do it on a tab you're actually doing automated trading. All right, so what that means is this here is reflective of the screener. All right, so that's that. Here is all the computations. All right, so that's section number 7. Oh, a few more things. This list comes from a Google Cloud Service API that we built, and what it does is it gets the high momentum stocks. At the same time as it gets the stocks, what it does is it runs an API, not API, but runs AI on figuring out what is the highest prediction for a stock, right? It also figures out, for that ticker, what is the the most percentage gains for it. You can see here, negative, negative, negative for that day. For Friday, it's typically negative, 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 positive for that one. And it also figures the direction, like what is the direction of the stock going. It just started, so I haven't figured that out yet, but with time it will. And then also the growth rate of that stock. So there's a lot going on here. You have that realized. If this alone can do a lot for you, just looking at this, if you're doing your own analytics. But this here is doing all these computations for you and figuring out if a stock is a high momentum or not. Okay, so let's get into section number 8, which is history and performance. Over here, we have our history and position portion here. So you can see this. What happens is as you add in new positions, you'll see it add in here. And then some are current, some are not. But you'll see the past and you'll see the current. What happens is you have your equity and your balance. So balance is pretty much how much you have left over in your account. And your equity is how much you have invested. Now, keep in mind that you have Alpaca and Gemini. They're two separate brokerages. So in here you may see one brokerage and its current equity, and you see another brokerage with another equity all in one big list, because we'll have an arrow next to each one which will reflect how much is in that current brokerage amount. Okay, so that's for the whole history, but what about the performance? Over here we have the performance. This is how a stock has been doing over time. So basically we have the version number of the code that we've been using with the number of times or attempts you have hit this blue button, dates that have been done, the hours or minutes that have been ran, the gains and the losses or whatever in that time period, the number of positions, the day over day gains, which is very important, and then at the end of the day, the improvement score. How much has it improved over each iteration that we have run, right? Basically every iteration is every time you click this button. Mind you, it is different for the user. So if you are saving this on your, we're not saving the data. This is being stored on your machine. It's being cached into a local storage. So if you clear your cache, this goes away. So it doesn't help anyone it's okay to clear your cache. Just be mindful that this won't be here, and also your API keys won't be there either. They all disappear when you clear your cache. The reason why we have this here, because Leonard mentioned, it'd be good to see his performance over time, but also it's helpful to us as well. If you screen print this and send it to us, it helps a whole lot, because it helps us understand if we're going the right direction or not, and if we need to improve our data or not. So if you're doing testing, if you want to share this, it'll be very helpful. We appreciate it. Okay, so in section number 9, we'll talk about the whole settings box and how it works. So we have our API keys based on the Alpaca and Gemini APIs. We'll talk about that in the next section. But for now, we'll talk about just, here are the keys here. You guys stick them into these boxes, and we'll talk about where they come from and how you get them there. But these are important in order for you to actually run the actual Alpaca or Gemini brokerages. Now here you have the amount invested. So, of course, if you have a $100,000 investment account, which I know sounds crazy, I'm just saying it, then you have to figure out your own asset allocation, right? Your asset allocation is how much you can use to spend on new trading accounts, given the fact that you already have your current positions and or cash available. So here's $2,000. You can change whatever you want, but it won't buy anything if you don't have any money in your account in that respective account. So we chose 4 tickers because optimization typically only buys 2 to 3, and given the fact that we want to hedge, so if you bought one and realized that it didn't work out, you have another one. So you just want to make sure that you don't put all your big eggs in one basket. So you don't put 1, but we don't put 10, because we realize that we don't be pretty spread out too thin, that you don't make much gains from anything. So here is that. 0.5% is the lowest amount that you could trade on. So for example, if you went to 1% and then fell down to 0.5, it'll sell it, because we make sure you get some gains off of this. However, it changes. So the AI begins to start realize, oh, this is a good ticker. Things have been going well in the market. Let's go ahead and just start selling things at a much higher minimum percent gains. Of course, here's test trading, paper trading, and live trading. test, of course, is system-based, like a video game. It's going to run it based on what's happening now. There's no external service you're using. Paper is you're going to be using these API accounts here we talked about. Click on this link, you go to the account. Or live, which is going to be exactly like paper, except it'll be real money. That's the difference. Now, dynamic, this is the risk level option. Dynamic it changes with the market. So if the market's going well, it starts choosing a much higher risk. Or if the market is seem risky, then we'll go for low risk option. So it's the opposite of what the market's doing. So it doesn't get caught up. Because sometimes if say for example you went out for coffee, right, and you have a high risk option chosen, and the market seems to tank, like politicians say things, the Fed say stuff, and things happen to start tanking. You don't want to have a high risk option when things are going down, or if things start to halt, for example. We have a halt option that if it hits a certain point, it just halts. Because we don't want to buy anything if the market is going down. So we have that. So just that whole section here. So that is section number 9. Now, section number 10, we're going to go into looking at the actual APIs. So if you look at paper account for Alpaca, right? Here's $30,000 here, buying power, $30,000. We automatically set this so that there's no shorting, and we make sure that the buying power is equal to the equity. We don't want you to have any more leverage and then you actually have too much money. So we want to make sure that they're equal to each other. Okay. You over here, you have your keys. So you click on this to get your API key, and you should automatically get your secret. If you have to regenerate, because the secret will never be disclosed but one time. So if you haven't copied it down, then you have to regenerate all over again, which is pretty simple. Just click the button, regenerate, copy, and you just come over to here and stick it into this section here and paste it. Same thing with this. You paste the API, you paste the secret. Same for Gemini. Gemini, you come here. I've already logged in already, so you don't have to worry about that, but you need to log into Gemini and come up to accounts, go to settings, go to API, click on create account, and you gotta put your code in. I'm not gonna do it. But right here, you create an account, and you gotta make sure you actually create the actual account. You want more details on that? We have down here the 2 Alpaca tutorial for key and secret, and same thing for Gemini for key and secret. Click on these links, and it'll take you there, and you'll see how to set these up. All right. So that is number 10 on the API keys. Now, section number 11, we're gonna start with starting the engine. Let's go ahead and start this full automation. So automatically from the jump, we're gonna start this. What happens is, you see, is actually, hold on, let's stop this real quick. I'm gonna stop, and I'm going to delete these out. All right. So say for example you came in here fresh, you didn't see anything. All right. Well, let's go ahead and start fresh. So hit start, and you're gonna wait, and automatically it's gonna start populating it from this list. Remember this list we talked about, which is comes from a cloud service that we have. Well, that list populates here, and that list will start populating this list with the watch list of what it should be watching. Why does it populate this watch list? Well, the data comes from here. It gets the data from here. In order for it to get the change in data, we need to fill this out with the ticker from here over here, get the data back over here to make computations. I know it sounds crazy, but that's kind of how we do it. And what happens is it kind of a circle of life. It helps each other. They both help each other out. So anyway, you see it automatically fill in here, and this automatically closes so that it gets out the way, and now it's running. Well, you say, okay, what is it doing? Well, it's computing. So up here right now, we have the high risk option, right? Because the risk score is 18%, which means right now the market seems to be going up, as far as we know, when it comes to, or the risk is low on our end, which means probability of low risk means there's a lot more upside, right? Well, it halts at 0.79, so at 79%, it'll halt. We're nowhere near that, right? 18%, so we're pretty bullish at this moment. And at 90%, it's going to literally start selling everything. We're nowhere near that. So what happens is now it automatically starts picking up tickers to buy. So it says, okay, might be buying time. and everything starts going up. So I say, okay, let me go ahead and choose uni. All right, so uni's here. The reason why I'm picking this is because it's getting picked. We have to wait for it to get picked up, right? And because it's a tutorial, I have the time to wait. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna automatically click on the link here, and it picks it up, right? What I'm gonna do is force buy, right? You don't do this. I'm only putting it in there because I need to show it in the tutorial. What you would do is you do nothing. You just let it sit and let it do it by itself. But I'm gonna show it for tutorial purposes. Click on this. Give it a few seconds for it to figure stuff out. Then it's going to buy it. Boom. Now it's bought. What happens is over here you see all this information. You see the the uni, the price, these different things here showing that it's pretty much could be going downward, but we'll see. And then here is the price change, and system paper means it's a system that's done it. And over here you see the actual trade. So $500, right? The equity is $500. The current balance is $2,000, which is what we have over here. And for this account, and that's what it is. So right now it's negative because you can see all this kind of going down. I mean, I picked it, so I should wait for the system to do it, not me to do it, right? Because I'm just going by emotion. But I was like, okay, great, picked it. So now it's running. Okay, so that's pretty much how the engine works. So I can stop it. Right? Right now it's on hold. Now the positions are not on hold. The positions are still sitting out there. So it's still being evaluated by the market. However, I stopped the system, not the trades. So if I start this back up again, automatically the system will continue from where it left off. However, the prices will change. See how it went to 51 for 46? It's because it now had to update itself to reflect the current state. So sometimes the market can go down. If you hit the button stop and you still have positions, the market could be going down and you don't know it because you decided to stop. So I would not stop it unless you got rid of your positions or you're comfortable where it is. All right, so that's pretty much the overall system. Now, let's move to section 12, which is conclusions. All right, so conclusion is, this is an automated trading system. It's meant for entertainment purposes. We're not responsible for what you do. Again, don't hack the system. Don't try to steal anything. Don't give it away. Don't disseminate. We know who you are. Just please don't do that. Here's a few things you want to know. This Alpaca has an app. So, for example, if you are running this and you're away from home or you're doing something else, and you want to see your trades, just go to Alpaca in your mobile app and you get to see the trades that have been done in real time, which is kind of nice. Also, once you have it installed, it's pretty much always there. So if I was to say, okay, let me go ahead and duplicate this in, right? So I'm going to run this, duplicate it. Automatically, it's going to log me in. I'm already logged in. I'm going to go ahead and just let it sit. It automatically sets me up and I'm ready to go. See how quick that is? I'm ready to go, ready to set up. So automatically, I can just say, you know what, change the value here. Maybe I want to do it with a different option, but dynamics to me is the best one. And you know what, I'm going to go ahead and go to testing. Maybe I want to go with paper, right? And paper will fill in here with what I have. But just, I'm going to go with test again. And click on this button, boom. Automatically, it's going to start running. And I can go walk away, go get coffee. That's kind of what the goal is. Now, if you have any problems, if you have any issues, please send us, go to here, put in an issue with the trigger tracker, and just tell us what you want us to do to fix this. Okay? All help is very, very helpful. From everything you can do to help us make it better, it helps you make it better, and it helps everyone overall. And we want it to be the best for everyone with the system. So if you feel the algorithm is not up to par, you see a lot of red, let us know so we can kind of keep making the algorithm better. Because the better the algorithm is, the smarter it is, the more it figures out how to make more better trades. Okay? So, with that said, thanks for watching. I appreciate your time. Appreciate all your help. Appreciate all the people out there who are giving their best to help support this. You know who you are. I am grateful to all of you. And let's keep going and make this thing the best. All right, thanks for watching. Take care later, and have a good one.